Morning, Amy. It took only a couple of hours to read your thesis. It was very interesting and well written. Want to congratulate you for that. This matter couldn't be more relevant as today the Parliament has to decide whether or not it introduce a legal framework for same-sex couples to formalize their relationship. I have 4 questions for you, if you don't mind. We live in a democratic constitutional state. This means we have to obey to the rule of law written in our constitution. In this matter, for example, is Article 1 very clear that people has the right to be treated equally. Our parliament, as the highest organ in our country, has to defend and respect this right of every citizen. What do you think then should be the role of our parliament in this matter? And even so, if a religious parliament is chosen by a majority, is it legitimate in a democratic state that it opposes the constitution and stands against equality?
I believe, first of all, it's important to be clear about what we are talking about. What we are talking about here is legal marriage, which is marriage as seen with its legal consequences. This has nothing to do with religious marriage, and therefore, of course, religious churches are free to design their own idea of religious marriage according to their own rules and beliefs, and this is also guaranteed by our constitution and the right to freedom of religion. And it's quite interesting because I took an angle, a human rights angle, and what I came across, what I found out is that basically when it comes to certain rights that are called fundamental rights, which are rights that we find that are so important that we have to keep these rights out of the ballot box. So we entrench them in constitutions most of the time, and in treaties and international organizations where people agree that these represent fundamental and deeply held values. And the 2 sort of basic core values underlying all human rights is equality and dignity. And so that sort of is the measurement of what it carries on. And of course, member of parliaments should do well to obey our constitution. That's of course necessary. But I would say that the religious arguments are not valid, that they enjoy their freedom of religion, but they also have to understand that legal marriage, who holds the key for legal marriage? It is the state. And when it comes to the state needs to treat all its citizens equally. And 2 of my premises in my thesis was that the elimination of heteronormativity, which basically expresses the superiority of heterosexuality above homosexuality, needs to be eliminated in our marriage laws. And there's research suggesting that this will provide equality for our fellow LGBT citizens. That's one. And the second has to do with marriage providing social inclusion for our fellow LGBT citizens. And what I argue is that we should eliminate this heteronormativity inscribed in our laws, because we want our laws to not be only tools that serve heterosexuals, but also our fellow people who are not heterosexual. We want our laws to be inclusive. We want our laws to be in accordance with humanity. We want our laws to evolve in accordance with new understandings and new insights as we come to know more. So I believe Parliament should definitely hear this call, the fundamental rights that they should be protecting as members of Parliament. And there is no denying that it cannot go against this by voting, even if it's deeply held religious belief. They should always protect our constitution.